Sarah is a real estate investor looking to finalize a series of property transactions in New York. As part of her business, she handles various legal documents, including leases, mortgages, and powers of attorney. During one deal, she prepares a written instrument that grants a power of revocation, a 2-year lease agreement, and a mortgage on a property. Her attorney explains that not all of these documents qualify as a conveyance under New York's real property law, which could impact how they are treated for legal and recording purposes. Which of the following documents prepared by Sarah is not considered a conveyance under New York's real property law? To help us answer this question, let's have a look at New York's real property law found in the Notary Public License Law booklet, particularly section 290, entitled Definitions, Effect of Article, and under section 3 it states, the term conveyance includes every written instrument by which any estate or interest in real property is created, transferred, mortgaged, or assigned, or by which the title to any real property may be affected, including an instrument in execution of power, although the power be one of revocation only, and an instrument postponing or subordinating a mortgage lien, except a will, a lease for a term not exceeding 3 years, an executory contract for the sale or purchase of lands, and an instrument containing a power to convey real property as the agent or attorney for the owner of such property. So with this in mind, let's have a look at our 4 choices to determine the solution. Again, we're looking for what is not considered a conveyance. Choice A states the 2-year lease agreement. Now, if we look back at the law, indeed, the exception to what was considered a conveyance was a lease for a term not exceeding 3 years. Since we're talking about a lease of 2 years, this would be the correct solution, i.e. something that is not considered a conveyance. But before we mark it as the correct solution, let's have a look at the other 3 choices just to be certain. Choice B states the written instrument that assigns a power of revocation. Well, if we look back at the definition of a conveyance, it states a written instrument, so we have that covered. And it also states one that is a power of revocation. So therefore, choice B, in stating the written instrument that assigns a power of revocation, is a conveyance under the law, and therefore choice B is not our solution, and we can strike it off. Choice C states the mortgage on the property. Once again, if we look back, it clearly states that a mortgage falls under the definition of conveyance, and therefore choice C is not the correct solution either. And finally, choice D states the instrument that assigns an estate or interest in real property. Once again, if we look back at the law, it states quite clearly over here, assigned or by which the title to any real property may be affected. Therefore, choice D as well falls under the term conveyance and is not our solution, which indeed leaves choice A, the 2-year lease agreement, as the correct solution.